Therefore, point number 2, there is something called masculinity and there is something called femininity. And the Shariah requires the male to act masculine and the female to act effeminate. If a male goes out of his way to act effeminate, what is called cross-dressing, what is called, transvestite, drag queens, this type of stuff. If a male goes out of his way to dress like the female, or if the female goes out of her way to dress like the male, by unanimous consensus of all of the madahib, this is a kabira, a major sin, and it is Allah's la'na upon this person. We have a number of ahadith. Our Prophet ﷺ said that Allah's la'na is upon the women who imitate men, and Allah's la'na is upon the men who imitate women. Now somebody says, hold on a sec, I cannot grow a beard biologically. Hold on a sec, my voice is effeminate naturally. We say, we're not talking about what is beyond your control. We're not talking about what you cannot control. We're talking about you doing something above and beyond. You going out of your way to dress or to act in a manner that you are forcing on yourself to act like the opposite gender. We say, regardless of what society says, we have our Shariah, and our Shariah says men should act like men and talk like men and dress like men, and women should act like women and talk like women and dress like women. وَلَيْسَ ذَكَرُ كَالْأُنثَى. Regardless of what society says, our Shariah has this distinction. Again, to make it very clear though, some things are beyond our control, and yes, sometimes in some cultures, what might be considered masculine is considered feminine in another culture. Small list here, very small list. And it is true, the Shariah might look at this small list and say, okay, in this culture, this thing might be effeminate, and in this culture, the same thing might be masculine. Agreed, but that's a small list. You cannot use this small list to negate the overall reality that men and women act differently, dress differently, and go about their lives in a different manner. And the Shariah requires, not encourages, requires a biological male to act in the masculine manner, and requires a biological female to act and to dress in the effeminate manner. Now again, there's a gray area. Things might change a little bit in some aspects, and that's fine. But the fact that there's a little gray area doesn't change the default, which is men and women act and dress differently. So this is point number 2. Point number 3 from this is that this notion of what is called gender dysphoria. What is gender dysphoria? It is what is becoming very common now, that some people are saying that I'm a man, I'm born in the body of a man, but I'm a woman. Or somebody saying, I'm born in the body of a woman, but I'm a man. And so they will then, maybe go to the doctor, get surgery done, get hormones done, prevent that, gender to be manifested, block that gender via hormones, and maybe even do surgery. So this is called gender dysphoria. What is gender dysphoria? To feel that your biological sex is not your gender. So you're born with the body of a male, but somebody says, oh, but I feel I should be a woman. We talked about this issue in the fatwa. We said, perhaps somebody might feel this way. We're not denying that might be a feeling. But the Shariah does not penalize and criminalize feelings. The Shariah did not come to dictate haram and halal on what is in the heart. The Shariah has come to dictate actions, not what is in the heart. So if a person feels a certain thing, maybe that feeling is beyond one's control. So Allah is not going to punish somebody for a feeling in the heart. And perhaps that is a struggle, and we sympathize with that struggle. But not every feeling must be acted upon. Not every urge must be manifested. Not every desire is pure and healthy. And the Shariah has come to teach us what desire is good and what desire needs to be controlled. We all have desires that are unhealthy. And alhamdulillah, we thank Allah if that desire is in the heart and we control it. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها.